What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got a spicy quick duel for you guys to check out. Looks like we got Buster Blader going to be facing off against Thunder Dragons. And you know what's going to be spicy just looking at the opening hand for Buster Blader? Main decking copies of Hope for Escape. I mean, this is an old school kind of card that would be used in decks like Final Countdown. I have no idea how you're expecting to resolve this card in a beatdown strategy because I guess hypothetically you'd have to let your opponent just attack you directly, but there's a chance they could just kill you if you do that. So I don't know about Hope for Escape in a deck that doesn't pay a bunch of life points. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll it. I believe Thunder Dragons are up first. Going to open with, it's an okay turn. There's going to be one Colossus. I think the Summon Summoner is going to be put on the field. I mean, these plays are generally okay. Like, it's fine to go for Summon Summoner if you're going to go with like double Colossus or maybe Colossus and Titan, but just having one is not gonna cut it unless you're dueling against Sky Striker and they open up with, I don't know, maybe Area 0 plus like Engage where you're shutting out a bunch of their cards. Anyways, we'll see if Buster Blader can get it done. Blind Allure Darkness. Well, it wasn't a blind, he had a dark in his hand. Gonna activate Slash Draw. This build is so weird. Slash Draw, Hope for Escape in the main deck. Anyways, he just kind of settles on setting basically everything, and he is playing some kind of spicy stuff in here. He activates DNA Surgery. Now, obviously, in Buster Blader, you would always call Dragon, thus you'd be able to make your Buster Blader, kind of buff itself up based on your opponent's field. It's interesting because against Thunder Dragons, correct me if I'm wrong, this actually makes it so they can't drop like Colossus because all their monsters are no longer Thunder, they're going to become Dragons. So I actually thought that, that oddly enough is actually going to work out in this matchup until his opponent actually just outs it. He's like, nope, Cap G, it's not going to work. I'm just going to go Unicorn. And now he has a pretty big board. I saw this and I was like, okay, well, I'm guessing maybe GG no Re, double Colossus plus BLS plus the Unicorn and the Thunder Dragon Roar, and obviously BLS can attack twice or just banish the face down monster. Definitely looking pretty solid. He is going to summon his Buster Dragon to at least absorb a couple of attacks, and that is going to, potentially save him from losing the duel. He did use the second effect of the prologue that summons the big Buster Blader fusion monster, and this is what he kind of wanted to have with DNA Surgery on the field, but his DNA Surgery is gone, unfortunately. He is going to activate the Hope for Escape, and guess what he draws? Another copy of DNA Surgery. That cheese though, right? He's like, Cap, it was all calculated, baby. He attacks over the Nightmare Unicorn. Unfortunately, the opponent top decks Twin Twister. What a bastard, man. He activates the DNA Surgery, trying to call Dragon. His opponent says, nope, Twin Twister, you're not going to be able to resolve that. But he does have his Destruction Sword Flash, and that can banish all of his opponent's monsters. So at least he will be able to get rid of his field. So that's kind of good. He is going to lose his Buster Blader to the BLS, but I think he's kind of like, he's fine with that exchange. I mean, getting rid of his opponent's big field at the cost of just his BLS, like, I think you got to take that. Anyways, it's now pretty much at a top deck war, and he is going to search Buster Blader and activate 7-star sword. Blind Allure Darkness finds a dark, and luckily enough, he finds Foolish Burial Goods to send another copy, or no, to send Memories to the graveyard, which I assume he'll probably banish from the graveyard to maybe activate that effect. Anyways, Buster Blader is just beating down on these Link Karibos, which he is going to force out, do 2,600 damage, and he's actually going to go into Link Karibo himself. I think his opponent is pretty much top decking, and Ash Blossom, not so good in a top deck war, especially when you already have another one. He gets he gets another copy of DNA Surgery, but this late into the duel, it's not really necessary. His opponent can't really seem to mount any offense. I didn't really like this here. He top decks the Allure Darkness, and even though he doesn't have any darts in his hand, I feel like he should have just went ahead and used the Allure Darkness. If you don't find a dart, you're probably going to lose the game anyways. Just setting this copy of Ash Blossom, I mean, it stalls for one turn. Chances are your opponent's just going to be able to capitalize off the fact that you're really not doing anything. So now he activates the DNA Surgery, once again calling Dragon. I think he needs to try to drop the Destruction Swordsman Fusion monster. He is lucky enough to get an instant fusion, but his opponent tries to target off Thousand Eyes Restrict, in which he banishes the Destruction Sword Flash, which actually negates the targeting. He has to trade out his Thousand Eyes for Link Karibo, otherwise it would have died, but I believe he's looking to close the game right here and now. He's going to summon that BLS Link monster just so he can open up some extra monster zones. Then he goes into the Buster Blader Fusion monster, and keep in mind, this dude does have piercing damage, and since everything on the field is currently a dragon, he should be able to one-shot him through the Ash Blossom. Well, no, he has to bait out the Link Karibo first. I totally forgot that was on field. He is going to do that, and then he attacks into the face-down Ash Blossom, and that is 3,800 to the face. Man, this guy, he had too many freaking hand traps in his hand. I mean, he had double Ash Blossom at one point, then he ends up getting another copy of Ghost Ogre. This is why you can't run too many hand traps in decks that are combo-oriented like Thunder Dragons. Even if you're playing a pure version of Thunder Dragons, because none of these hand traps are dark attributes. So when you get a Lord Darkness, these cards are all pretty much bricks, or if you're in a losing position, these cards are going to be bricks as well. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the short duel. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.